Wednesday the 21st of June. It is 8 p.m. We're doing a progress video / daily analysis. It's all starting to jumble together, unfortunately, just because of the way that we've been trading lately. Very quickly we'll go through just the daily analysis. We can see on the British pound we are in an uptrend. On the 4 hour, if we zoom in a bit closer, we can see that currently we are in a temporarily bearish environment. But in saying that, using the guppy, we can still see that overall, and by this trend line, we are still in an uptrend. We would have to have, this completely collapse and come through here for this ribbon to go in, to be on top, the red ribbon to be on top, kind of like we can see here during this obvious downtrend. We would need to see that before we start to call a bearish environment. So yeah, still happy to be buying instead of selling. And if I am selling, then I'm just being a little bit more conservative. So here on the 1 hour, we can kind of see what's happened over the last week or so. So last week we had this big push to the upside. It's slowly come back down. We haven't had much news until today, and so that kind of has given us that push to the upside, and now the collapse down into this zone here, which is like a very nice area of demand. So I'm expecting it to hit around this little peak, and I'm suggesting that it probably won't go much further than that, and then start to return to the upside and continue on this uptrend. If we go to the 1 minute, we can kind of see from yesterday and last night, we had the median. It kind of collapsed, and then it kind of based out around here, and then it's kind of gone to the upside. This is where there was news. It shot up basically in line with this here, and then has basically collapsed down since then. We can see this base. The best way to probably look at it is going to be on MT5 on the 1 hour. So yeah, please ignore that just for now, because there's kind of a lot of things going on. But essentially, I have done my best to layer in, spaced out as much as possible, and essentially where this buy limit is just above that peak that we were talking about. So that buy limit just there is just here, as we can see there. But at the moment, we can kind of see this was very aggressive, and it's starting to slow down, and basically I would say it's starting to return to the upside. As for an exit, I've set my take profit just below the median here, and seeing as though we're in an uptrend, it's all but, I'm not saying it's a definite, but it's a very high probability that that's going to take profit there, which is just nice. It's just a question of if it's going to do it in this session or the next, which seems to be a bit of the habit this week, which is making it confusing as to how much we are making day to day. So that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. Go back to TradingView. Because I'm in those trades, I'm not going to be looking at doing any selling or any other buying other than that buy, whether it comes down here or not. So that's the British pound. Looking at the US 30, and we'll just zoom out a little bit. We can see that we are currently in an uptrend environment on the 4 hour. Just zoom out a little bit to see what's going on here. Right, so we can see that we are in this uptrend that I've created here, and I would say that when we go to that 1 hour, it's a little bit clearer. We've actually broken through this trend line that's been created, but if we move this anywhere to there, that's very close. So obviously we have a little bit of leeway with the location of the trend line, and look, I'm not really too worried. I still think we are in an uptrend, although in saying that, as I'm looking at this now, we can see in fact that the ribbon has gone over the uptrend ribbon, so to speak. So that is quite interesting to see what type of I guess what's going to happen over the next week or so, whether this is going to return back up or whether we are going to see a further collapse. So that is quite interesting to see there. On the 1 minute, we can see all of this here. Basically, I had some trades set up here. They were a little bit too close together, and they all of them went through, and then we're still holding on. My first take profit was in and around, from memory, it was in this zone. Throughout the day, we reduced it to just above the median. We never really had that happen. It didn't take place, and so we're around this zone, and I'm happy to take profit in this zone here, which is going to basically line up below this median and in line with this peak. So when we take a look at that on MT5, lines up just here, and so we can see the 1, 2, 3, 4 trades, and then the 5th trade here, just to even up the profit margin here. So I did have a trade that was a buy limit here, but that did not go through, unfortunately. But yeah, look, pretty confident that that's going to go through. Once that does, we'll be able to record our results. But yeah, that's kind of me at the moment. We'll take a look at our cash flow record. This is so far, because of the trades that I took on the 20th with the US 30, it hasn't still gone through yet, so it could potentially be more than that. But yeah, it's starting to get a little bit confusing, and so that may go into the into today or tomorrow. We'll kind of see what happens. But yeah, so we can see that on the 20th there was 7 trades, 7 wins, and yeah, as for this week in general, it's been very profitable. It's been quite good, even though we've been holding through these New York and Asian sessions. So yeah, it's been good. We'll check back in tomorrow to see how everything goes. Have a good night. Thanks.